said, give me a hell yeah. Finally.
Wrestling on Wii. 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 Wrestling on Wii.
You're tuned in to the dope. It's time for the Wrestling on Wii, SmackDown, and Rampage, King Size Review Joy, and Blunt Ratings. Now, here are your hosts, The Boss, Mr. HD, and Two-Face the Wild Boy.
I don't know where Two-Face is, but he ain't here right now. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody is... Echo cancellation, here we go. We good to go. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody's doing good on this Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I'll tell you what's going on, homie. Thanks for being here early. We're a little scatterbrained right now because we got a lot going on. People sick, me rebuilding the studio. As you can see, it looks totally different behind me now, except for the belts and the Mr. HP sign. Headboard, that's all still there, but for the most part, we changed everything. And gotta go get my couch that I'm gonna put behind me. Got my new big screen over here to game on my console. So I've been in here like mounting shit and just doing the whole studio. We're gonna have to move everything that's on the floor out in a couple days because they're coming to clean the carpet because yeah, I need my carpet cleaned. So yeah, it's gonna be a mess over here for the next couple weeks, but we're still gonna try to be live as much as we can on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You already know what it is, Wild Nation gang. But let's get right into SmackDown. SmackDown started off with Roman Reigns and the Usos and Paul Heyman, out there, Roman talking about he was on it. Well, they wasn't out there, he was backstage or whatever, doing a segment. They don't really be starting off with backstage segments as much. They usually have an in-ring segment, but whatever. These guys were all back there, and Roman's like, I took 1 week for vacation, man. You know what I mean? And look what happened. Y'all go out there and lose to the New Day. And he basically asked Jimmy Uso how he was gonna fix this. He asked both of them how he was gonna fix this. Jay was like, all right, we got this, don't worry about it. So they went out to the ring and talked some shit to the New Day, said they gonna acknowledge the tribal chief. They were all in the ring at this point. I'm tripping. They were all in the ring at that point, and he was like, I'm trying to remember the show. Like I didn't just watch it. I watched a much better show right afterwards and kind of forgot the show. I watched this show, but that's neither here or there. It was like, you gonna make them acknowledge the tribal chief. And that's when the New Day came out, obviously, Xavier Woods and Kofi. Michael Cole kept calling him Knight Kofi. I've never heard anyone referred to as Knight. I thought it was Sir Kofi if he was a knight. I could be wrong, but it just sounded weird with him being like Knight Kofi. I was like, what? That don't even sound right. But anyways, New Day came out, made fun of Jimmy and Jay, clowned him a little bit, and challenged him to a match. Or Jimmy challenged him to a match. Says, y'all, if y'all if we win the match, then you're gonna have to acknowledge the king or the tribal chief. And Xavier Woods was like, okay, bet, but if I win the match, then you will have to bend the knee, which was said about 75,000 times on the show for the next 2 hours. Game of Thrones has been off for a long time, but anyways, it's an Xavier Woods thing. He's a really good king of the ring so far. I'm enjoying everything that Xavier is doing. It's only been a couple weeks, but I like it. After that, Naomi got played by Shayna again. She's supposed to she had a match with Shayna Baszler. She won the match fair and square. Then Shayna came out, what the fuck is her name? God damn it. I'm forgetting everybody's name because I'm smacked right now. Sonya. Too many S names. Sonya came out and it was basically like, we're on the ropes and it wasn't a rope break, so the pin didn't count. I was like, bitch, did you hear what you just said? Like, I was the one on the ropes. Like, it wasn't like I was the one in danger. Like, and I won the match. So why? Anyways, obviously that Sonya's just fucking with her. And soon as she made her ring the bell, she made them ring the bell again. She got caught in the carrot through the clutch. She being Naomi, by Shayna, and that was the end of that. Good night. Naomi sitting there looking stupid. And Sonya before the match was acting like it was her way of tough love, and then went out there and played her again. So it was weird. Obviously, this is leading to a match between these two. It better be leading to a match between these two, or I'm going to lose my shit. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this just was nothing and Naomi just went back to doing nothing and tag teaming with somebody who doesn't matter. The tribal chief is with the bloodline again. After that, he said that's when he was like, he's been absent 1 week and everything, kind of fell apart. So it was 2 separate segments. I kind of just blended it in one because I'll remember it all in one blur. Then we had another fire package for Xia Li. R.I.P. Xia Li. She's on the main roster now. It's over for her. Then Ridge Holland came out and admitted that he had a huge crush on Sheamus. It was really weird. I don't know why they made him do that. He's supposed to be a tough guy. But he basically came out and said, I have a huge crush on Sheamus. I watched all his matches. He's my hero. And after that, Shotzi basically was calling her shots and everything that's going on with Sasha. And she basically cut a super heel promo. Said she don't need no fucking tank to run through Sasha Banks. You know what I mean? Bars. You know what I mean? So, she said she lost the support of the WWE Universe and all these different things. So, typical heel turn shit. She had on a pound of makeup with the hair all curled, trying to look definitely looking more like a pretty girl, a glam chick. With I guess if you're gonna face off with the likes of Sasha and Charlotte and Becky, who's well dressed, and all these other people who got style and charisma, and you kind of gotta add a little flair to it. The tank ain't gonna do it. That's some childish shit. It's why Nikki Ash, as much as you talk about, has she even been on TV? I don't even know. Has Nikki Ash been on Raw? If she has, I haven't even paid attention. Gruss, what's going on, man? Gruss, you predicted Keith Lee being cut. I hate you, and you're a genius. I don't know how you did that, but you definitely said Keith Lee could be next, and it wasn't much longer after you said that that he was next. Oh man. Hey, I won't be surprised anymore. I'll tell you that I won't be surprised anymore by anything that happens. After that, we had a newly named Carrillo and Garza. They are now Los Lotharios. Cool name. I don't know what it means. I have to Google that. They're going up against Cesaro and Mansoor. What the fuck? Don't like this tag team at all. Obviously, 2 good wrestlers, but why are they together? Los Lotharios won the match. It was a decent match. Pretty good match. Cesaro, all these guys are good in the ring, so it was a good match. But Los Lotharios got the win with their finisher, which was like it's like a dragon sleeper, not a dragon sleeper, like a camel clutch, or reverse camel clutch, whatever you call that, and a drop kick to his face. That shit looked devastating. I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. He basically had one dude holding his face up, so Garza could just double drop kick him. It just looked vicious. It's not a move I would want to take because you got to kick him in the face. It's the only thing there to hit. So it's like, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. I got some things to say. Then we had some weird shit. This was really weird because I felt like Jeff Hardy was chatting with Aaliyah, who is bad. I ain't mad at him. He was chatting with her. She had on her little purple outfit, ring gear, whatever. She was introducing herself. He was introducing herself, vice versa, all that good stuff. Then Sami Zayn came out of nowhere and gave Aaliyah some fashion advice. Said she should wear a pantsuit. This didn't seem like it was necessary at all. It was really weird. Then we had Drew McIntyre's Open Challenge. This was probably one of my favorite parts of the night. This was all good. Everything about this was cool. except for the length of the match. Because Ricochet came out to answer the challenge, and he was like, Drew, listen, man, you gonna keep doing this. Like, you one of the biggest, baddest dudes I know. I respect you, you the man. But you gonna keep making these open challenges. Somebody gonna come out here and smack you dead in the face and beat you. And he did the first part. He smacked Drew dead in the face, hard as a motherfucker. That shit looked vicious. And I was like, damn. But then, the bell rang, and Drew McIntyre picked Ricochet up and threw him like he was a frisbee. He threw him so far. I was like, oh my God. Is Ricochet made of paper mache? Because he literally, I felt like he got caught in the wind at some point. He just was floating around. He threw him so far. That shit was crazy. But the match was quick. It ended with one of the most fire things I've ever seen. It didn't land perfectly, but it landed perfectly enough, because something like that, I don't even know how you execute it. A super kick, that's one thing. The shit we did with Adam Cole, that's one thing. Adam Cole's looking dead. Like, you could time it. Like, it's a lot easier to time a kick. Him doing a moonsault into the Claymore was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Because it came out of nowhere, and Drew had to go super low to hit the Claymore. And like, the Claymore is basically M. Bison's, best move on, it's, I guess, his second best move, or it's the Liu Kang, I guess, whatever you want to call it, either or. But like, that defies gravity. Like, you're defying gravity for a limited amount of time, going across the sky like that. So for him to land that and time that when he was doing the moonsault, he hit him like in the shoulder neck. You know what I mean? But that's good enough for me. You know what I mean? Because that shit did not look easy to execute. So they had a great 3-minute match. I can't even front. Like, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, obviously, two amazing talents in the ring. So was what it was. Then after that, Kayla interviewed King Woods. Woods said that if Roman walks any slower, he will be walking in reverse. And that made me laugh because it's true. Then he said the match will be a fair fight and he will win in the end. And I think we all know that was some foreshadowing. After that, Ali and Ricochet were backstage. And Ali was trying to, form a tag team, because for some reason he keeps trying to form tag teams with people. But Ricochet was like, nah, bro, you the type to make excuses instead of just going in there and fight like me. And you're just a dick. So, yeah, no thanks. So after that, happy talk with the Viking Raiders. No fucking thank you. I'm not talking about this. This was fucking dumb. And there was a match afterwards, and it was fucking dumb. It ended in a count out because Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss just walked out. Who the fuck are they? What? You just left the mat? Man, get the fuck out of here. That shit was dumb. Then this was even dumber. Hit Row is already being ruined. I wouldn't be surprised if all three of these guys got released and were in AEW battling Max Caster in about three to 4 months. Like, I won't be surprised, because this was trash. They had Sami Zayn pulling up on Hit Row and trying to give them advice on their entrance, because the entrance they made last week that everybody was lauding and happy about, when they had 4 members, when it was actually Hit Row and they had their full theme song. We'll talk about that too. Yeah, he basically trying to give them advice. He's like, I'll show you how it's done. He basically, they hit his music. He basically went out there and had a seizure on the ramp. And I was worried for a second that he was going to have a stroke. He was clearly gassed afterwards. He was blown the fuck up after he did it. He basically convulsed for a minute and a half. Like, I guess that was him making an entrance. He said that's how you bring presents. And I was like, nah, you just look like a crazy person, flailing his arms. You look like one of those wacky inflatable tube men just out there trying to sell some cars. That's what you look like, Sami Zayn. But that's neither here or there. After that, Hit Row's music hit, and the fire entrance that used to start with certain female rappers' verse and voice, the whole Hit Row, literally their chant, the thing that that McAfee chants every show when they come out multiple times since they've been on SmackDown. It's been stripped away. It's been stripped away. So now it's just the three guys. No feminine energy. Just a lot of it's a sausage fest now. This is the dumbest fucking shit man, listen. Hit Row basically came out and did like a battle rap over their theme song, which was weird because I'm used to hearing their verses over their theme song and they weren't even rapping to the beat, but their theme song was still playing. It just sounded messy. And it wasn't really that entertaining. I was like, the fact that B-Fab wasn't there just kind of took away something for me because I've always seen those four together in the studio, on the show, doing the sessions, doing the podcast. That was the worst release out of all of them. I gotta say, like, I know Keith Lee was a huge star to a lot of people, even me. But I think B-Fab just getting her, and apparently she just signed a new contract last week. A week ago. And then a week later, they released you when you're part of one of the hottest groups that's going in the company. Like, they just brought you up to the main roster. Like, that main roster call up is like, all right, so I might as well prepare to start going to another company at this point. When they start talking about you going to Raw or SmackDown, you should just start planning to be somewhere else in 6 months to a year, maybe sooner. B-Fab didn't make it a month. So it's just really sad, man. Saw somebody say RIP Hit Row. It's looking that way. Like, I have no faith in this company doing anything good. I think the only shit that's good are the people who have control, creative control over their character. I think the Roman Reigns shit is good. I think Seth Rollins is good. I think the Becky Lynch and Sasha Bankses and Charlotte Flairs are good. Bianca Belair is good. I don't know if she has so much control over her character, but I think she does on some levels because she knows what she brings to the company. And she has a great story. She has a sellable story. So, I think she has a lot to say about what they put out there because they're selling her real life on a lot of aspects. So RIP Hit Row, man. It sucks. I liked them. I still like them. Nothing that's happening is their fault. I really hope these guys can push through and figure out a way to keep being over. Now that they're 25% less already than what they were, than what got them over initially. Swerve was already a star by himself. It seems like they're trying to put Top Dollar over as the big guy because Sammy was like, Top Dollar, you could be a pillar here on SmackDown. And Swerve just sitting over there not saying. I'm like, wait, I thought he was the leader. He was the champion of the group. Why are they talking to him? But Top Dollar's the big guy, so the main roster shit. Swerve going swerving. It might end up being Swerving and Ashante going for the tag titles, and Top Dollar going for the heavyweight championship or some shit. So, or the universal title. So who knows? Like WWE gonna find some way to fuck it up. Trust me. After that, we had the main event of the night: King Woods versus Jimmy Uso. What do you want me to say? These guys have wrestled 45,000 times. It was a great match, and it ended in shenanigans, but good shenanigans because Jay tried to help Jimmy win by holding him on the ropes down when Jimmy had a roll up, but the ref saw him, and then once he got distracted, King Woods got the roll up. So, anyways, that's not the important part. The important part is that Jimmy had to bend the knee, and this was obviously going to be embarrassing to the tribal chief, and he wasn't going to let that go down. So as Jimmy was attempting or about to bend the knee, Roman Reigns came out of nowhere and Superman punched King Woods' crown right off of his head. Literally, that is not an exaggeration. He literally punched the crown off of his head. So that was the end of the show. Blunt ratings. I hope my button, like, I'm still setting up everything over here. I hope this shit working.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke.
Talk to him.
We want the smoke.
Uh-huh.
We want the smoke.
Come on, Charlie.
Oh, okay. I'm going back to this scene. All right, we back over here. Yeah. So, Blunt Ratings, matches. I'll give the matches a 3 for tonight. Like, the wrestling was good. Some shaky finishes. The main event was good, but I'm so tired of that. I mean, New Day versus Usos, man. I know we can come up with something else at this point. Like, Ricochet and McIntyre was cool, but it was too short. Fuck Viking Raiders versus Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss. That shit was dumb. How you come out there and talk about we want to raid during doing an interview? What Raiders do an interview? Get the fuck out of here. Anyways, yeah. And it wasn't a lot of wrestling, so I'll give them 3. I'm being nice, whatever. Promos and backstage segments. The Uso shit was cool. Sami Zayn Hit Row shit was boo boo. The Happy Corbin show boo boo. Oh man, they ruined SmackDown. I remember when this used to be my favorite show. This shit, man, fuck. They ruined everything. We can't have nothing nice. 3 blunts. 3 blunts. Roman Reigns. 3 blunts. Storytelling. Oh man, it's gonna be one of those nights, huh? Storytelling. I like the Naomi and Sonya Deville stuff. As long as it leads to a match that Naomi wins. If they Booker T Naomi in this feud, I won't say it out loud because I don't want. Listen. I'm holding out hope. It's so hard to keep supporting this company. I'm trying my best, so I'm just not gonna say it. Storytelling. Ridge Holland having a crush on Sheamus was weird. Carrillo and Garza could be doing something important instead of wrestling makeshift tag teams. All the weird meeting of superstars backstage and NXT people introducing themselves. 2 blunts for his storytelling. Man, Drew McIntyre just doing open chat. Man, whatever. Commentary was good. Commentary gets 4 blunts. Commentary was enjoyable, even though they can't get, obviously, a 5 because they said fucking bend the knee about 75 times. That shit was annoying. But I'll give McAfee and Cole 4 blunts because I really like those guys, the team. Plus, I watched Cole on Pat McAfee's podcast. I watch his podcast regularly. So, and yeah, Cole's cool as shit, man. Like, I fuck with Michael Cole. Cool dude. Doesn't take himself that seriously when he's not at work. Even when he's at work, obviously. Like, he loves Pat McAfee and everything he does. And Mike, he's just talking about how much he, tries to support the other commentators and everything. And something that I learned in that interview is that he's in control of all of the commentary teams in the entire company, like the ones overseas, the ones here, NXT, everybody. He's like the boss. He oversees all of those guys. So that's crazy. I didn't know he had like 30 people under his employment or under his management. Like that. So, Mike Cole's been there 25 years. He admitted that he's a shill, but he says he's a shill because that company changed his life and everything they do for him, which I can understand on a lot of levels. Like that company, he said, they pay him a lot of money, and he's been able to do a lot of things because of that money and take care of his wife and his kids and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they ask him to do something a certain way. He's just going to do that shit. He don't give a fuck what the fans saying. He's just going to do whatever Vince wants. Or he not going to be there. Like, he understands that. So, and that's just what it is. Like, you know, people want people to rebel against their boss, but while they're not rebelling against their own boss, while they're going to the job where they hate their boss. So, you know, it made Michael Cole a little more endearing and understandable on some levels. So it's a good interview. Go watch the Pat McAfee show if you don't already. It's free on YouTube. You're crazy if you don't watch it. But yeah. The crowd was cool. I'll give the crowd 3 blunts. Average crowd, but they didn't have that much to get hyped about. I ain't gonna lie. That's 15 blunts, so that's a 3 overall for the show. SmackDown was like a gold badge waiting to happen. You know what I mean? A high silver badge. Like, this is bronze badge is not what we're used to giving SmackDown, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah, you know what I mean, hopefully the show gets better. Hopefully, now that the draft is done and moved past, we could start some actual storylines and rivalries and stop introducing people like we haven't been watching them on Tuesdays forever. But anyways, yeah, we'll be right back so we can talk about this awesome show called Rampage.
If you can't say something entertaining, then shut the hell up!
Wrestling on Wii. 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 Wrestling on
What's going on, everybody? We are right back, and man. Can't wait for the WWE 2K22 roster. It's going to be like 17 people. How you going? You can't even have a Royal Rumble in that bitch. Hold on. Naomi will be the queen of catering soon. Hey, it is what it is. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just say that. Let's talk about a much, much better show, a much more concise and impactful show, a show that leaves you on the edge of your seat and excited and happy that you watch pro wrestling every time you watch it. Rampage, 1 hour wrestling show, and it's always amazing, especially because it's 1 hour. It's just so quick. You get 3 matches every week. They always fire. They always mean something to the story of the bigger stories of the company. But anyways, let's talk about Rampage. Rampage started off with Bryan Danielson going up against Anthony Bowens. This match was happening apparently because Anthony Bowens said that Tony Khan was a terrible boss, and Tony Khan was punishing him by putting him in a match with the American Dragon. I ain't gonna talk about the match too much. It was a great match. Lots of kicks, lots of chops. Max Caster got his ass beat for about 10 minutes. It was great. But the best part about the whole match was before the match, because Max came out, obviously, with his boy. He was spitting bars, man, because that's what Max do. He got 8 bars before every match, and he gonna spit that fire, man. I ain't got the whole rap here because the first 6 bars was like whatever, but the last bar was funny, true, and possibly a little insensitive. But he said the last bar was something like I can't remember how the setup line, but he said fire more people than your father-in-law and we all know what just happened. Obviously, we've been talking about that. So he took shots at Daniel Bryan's father-in-law, John Laurinaitis. If you're not aware, yes, that is Brie Bella's father. So you know, or her mother's husband, her father-in-law. So it's Daniel's father-in-law through marriage as well. So yeah, so taking shots at the company. He also said Bryan was only known for his wife's reality show. Obviously, that's asinine. He's known for beating people up just like he did Anthony Bowens here. But it was a fun match to watch. Anthony Bowens is a good seller. You know, big dude, obviously, part of the LGBTQ community. I wouldn't really know if he didn't say anything. Honestly, he's not out here, on his sunny kiss, just being flamboyant. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? If he didn't say anything, he's a pretty fucking good wrestler, and I like his tag team, so that's all I give a shit about. So yeah, but he got his ass beat. He got trapped in the label lock. I like hearing that name. Again, the label lock, and tapped out. So yeah, after that, FTR did a pretty good interview with Andrade. They were back there. Andrade was doing the interview first. And MJF and FTR came in and was talking shit. And FTR mocked Pac because he didn't show up at Full Gears, or he didn't show up last week, and they said, yeah, we'll see you at Full Gear, and they'll defeat the Lucha Bros and become World Tag Team Champions once again. Top guys out. And MJF darted off, and Andrade just stood there looking cool as a motherfucker like he did. Then we had promo of the month. Definitely promo of the month. I know it's early in the month, but it's going to be hard to top this one. CM Punk face to face with Eddie Kingston. I didn't know these guys knew each other. I didn't know about their history. But goddamn, I don't think they like each other very much. Obviously, I don't think this was a shoot. I think it's just really good. It was like, a work shoot, semi-style thing. It's just good storytelling, which we don't get in the other company 99% of the time. But CM Punk called out Eddie Kingston. Eddie came out to the ring. First his music hit, then he didn't come out. Then he just walked out without his music playing. Like he was like, yo, turn the fucking music off. I don't need no fucking music. I came here, you know what I mean? Beat somebody's ass. I ain't coming to play. So, yeah, Eddie went the fuck off. Eddie, CM Punk, Eddie basically was trying to blame CM Punk for, him not making it when he, met with him in WWE. When Eddie was trying to get in WWE, he was in the locker room 15 years ago, or wherever they were they in Ring of Honor or WWE? I'm not sure where it was. I think it was Ring of Honor where they all were. I could be wrong though. But yeah, he was like, you guys didn't really believe in me, and you judged me. And CM Punk was like, yeah, we all judged you. Me, Brian, everybody judged you because you were a fat piece of shit and you weren't going to reach the potential that we saw in you. So don't blame us because you didn't reach that potential. It was like getting real, like personal and real. And Eddie was like, you scumbag bitch, nobody wants you here anyway. I'm going to tell you the truth. Nobody back there going to say it, but I'm going to say it. Nobody fucking wants you here. I hate your guts. Your breath stink. You're fucking short. You're ugly. Your beard is gray as fuck. And you're skinny. You're a bag of bones. You can't wrestle, according to Two-Face. And yeah, you heard me. So that's what he said. So it was like they were going at it, man. CM Punk was being hella like smug and condescending. He was like, yeah, maybe you should go do your he sounded like me on this shit. Like, yeah, maybe you should we should do a match at Darker Elevation, because Eddie had said fight me at Full Gear. Punk was like, nah, we can fight on YouTube though. I was like, damn, dog. That shit was savage, dog. I was like, God damn, he trying to bury Eddie Kingston live on TV. But Eddie was like, nah, fight me. I loved it. It just felt so real. This dude is so good at promos, man. He's good in the ring too, but damn, Eddie Kingston is good on the mic. He's like, nah, fight me. And CM Punk was walking out of the ring acting, like he wasn't really gonna, take the challenge or whatever. He's like, no, actually he did take the challenge. He was like, I'm gonna ask my friends here and wherever the fuck they were. And the crowd obviously wants to see it. So he was like, all right, I'll see you at Full Gear on the 13th. So he was walking out the ring and Eddie Kingston walked up on him. He said, bet. So after I beat you at Full Gear, retire for another 7 years and don't come in. Right in the middle of his sentence, CM Punk just headbutt the shit out. And then they just start brawling. Big pull apart. All the wrestlers out the locker room, referees pull them apart. They going at it. Man, AEW does a better job at building a match in 2 weeks than WWE does in 4 months. Period. I'm more so looking forward to this match. Eddie Kingston to CM Punk, and they literally just started feuding last week. than I am Sonya Deville and Naomi. You know what I mean? Or some shit they've been building for I don't know how long. Like, I don't even know what Roman Reigns is doing. He's supposedly fighting Kofi King or Xavier Woods next week. Like, it's like nothing new. Anyways, this shit was awesome. This was one of the best things I've seen in wrestling all year. I love when wrestling gets real, when you don't, the lines are blurred and you don't know if these motherfuckers actually don't like each other or if they talked about all this before they came out. Because I know Eddie Kingston, the way he does promos and gets hyped for promos is that he gets in the zone like the shit is real. Like, I've heard Moxley talk about it, and him talk about it too. Like they being gorilla, like, yo, I really hate this motherfucker. Yo, he's a bitch ass. I'm about to go out here and beat his ass for real. Like, they get in the mode. Just so you can sell shit better. You sell the fight better. So I don't know. It felt like it was something there. I know it's not. It's a work shoot. But, it felt good to feel like that in the midst. It felt like some MMA shit. After that, Tony Schiavone interviewed Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, and they called the Super Click pieces of shit and challenged them to a fight at Full Gear. Full Gear card is AEW pay-per-views be crazy because they only do 4 of them, and the cards be like, I don't care that it's 10, 15 matches because it just be loaded. It's like WrestleMania every 3 months. So after that, we had the TBS title tournament semifinals. We already got obviously Jade Cargill in the finals waiting on the winner of this match. We had Red Velvet going up against the Bunny. Good match. It looked like the Bunny had control. She did have control of the match for most of the match, and it looked like she was supposed to win. And she did the illest no sell. It wasn't the best no sell of the night because the best is the worst no sell. That's really what I mean. It was the worst no sell. This no sell was crazy because she was getting her ass beat, took a big move, then she was about to get another move put on her, and she just like reversed it and then just hit her finisher out of nowhere and then got the 1, 2, 3, then stood right up and raised her hand like she didn't just get her ass beat for like 5 minutes. I was like, yo, bitch, did she not hit you for real? So it is fake. Cause nowadays you just took like 12 moves in a row and I guess she hulked up. Maybe that's what it was. She hulked up and she got the win. But I'm happy because I wanted to see this match anyway. Red Velvet versus Jade Cargill. That's the match I didn't want to see Bunny versus Jade Cargill. That's not a match I'm interested in. But Red Velvet is fiery and she's really good in the ring, low key. Like, she's really good in the ring, low key. And Jade Cargill is a little greener in the ring, but her presence and her character work is phenomenal. So and it's 2 black women getting a chance to fight for a title, the first ever mid card championship at AEW. That's a moment. That's awesome. I'm here for that. So after that, we had the main event of AEW Rampage, which was man. John fucking Silver and his pythons. He got the new pythons. But he came out and Adam Cole came out. They cut the promos before, obviously, talking shit. It was hilarious. John Silver was, man. He's talking about Adam Cole. She's like, yeah, you got a little boo-boo there, don't you? It's like, yeah, I got a concerto. He's like in the middle of Adam Cole talk. He's like, yeah, it probably hurts, don't it? John Silver is like probably becoming one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers in the world. Like, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, in the ring, the man is nuts. Like, he's bananas in the ring. Like, that fucking them snap Germans and is like he's like, I don't think I gotta explain how good he is in the ring. He's probably one of the best low key. And Adam Cole is one of the best high key. It's not even hidden. Adam Cole's one of the best in ring performers. So these 2 dudes are obviously gonna make magic. You know what I mean? There was just, all kind of crazy moves in this match. Super kicks, knees to the head, knees to the face. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. This was definitely the best match of all the wrestling that happened last night. It looked like Adam Cole or Silver might have been able to get the dub, but then obviously the other 2/3 of the Super Click came out and caused distractions or whatever. But then that brought out the whole Dark Order. And, you know, they got those guys up out of there, but it caused a little bit of a distraction. So Silver got kneed in the back of the head with no more last shot. It is now called The Boom. I'm cool with that. It's in his theme song, which I like his new music. Got the boom in there again. So I'm, you know, the boom should be the name of his finisher at this point. Like, what else you gonna call it? So match was fire. Adam Cole stood up. You know, he was selling the head injury the whole time. I don't know if that's a good thing. They said he was cleared, but he was woozy in the ring multiple times. How did he get cleared? Concussions are real. AEW's playing with fire right there, doing those type of storylines. But hey, you know, I guess Matt Hardy isn't on TV right now, so no one's remembering what happened to him. And we're just going to forget about what happened to Sammy Guevara and all those other things. So, yeah, let's just keep it moving. But it was a really good show. Let's do the blunt ratings.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke.
Talk to him.
We want the smoke.
Uh-huh.
We want the smoke.
Come on, Charlie.
Ow. Why does it keep doing that? What the hell? Hold on, guys. There we go. All right. So for matches, obviously that last match, I would have gave it 4.5 blunts, 4.25, something in there. Bunny versus Red Velvet was cool. I didn't like the way the finish turned out. Just because that no sell was kind of crazy. Oh yeah, the other no sell that we got to talk about. How you get kicked in the balls and grab your head, Adam Cole? Did nobody notice that? Like Adam Cole tried to punch Adam Silver. He tried to give him a crotch shot, and Adam Silver caught it like a G. He was like, "No siree." Then he turned around and he kicked Adam Cole right in the balls, and then like hit him in the head or something, I think. And then Adam Cole was like grabbing his head, like, ow, my head. I was like, bitch, you just got a full-blown shot to the nuts. Your balls hurt right now. Fuck your head. What is that shit threw me way off. It took me all the way out the match. I was like, he just kicked you dead in your balls. You ain't even acting like it happened. Do you have balls? Like, what is going on? And he kicked him hard as shit too. He's like, blow. I was like, damn, that's match over. 1, 2, 3. That's his new finisher, the nut shot. He no-sold the nut shot. Like, boy, you wearing cups now, Adam Cole? You ain't tell nobody. All right, that's what's up. That shit was wild, Camilla. I did not know what was happening. He straight no-sold the nut shot. But yeah, so matches, I'll give the matches a 4 overall because the first match, Daniel Bryan and Bowens was really good. Daniel Bryan sunning him. The women's match was okay, and the main event was crazy. Promos and backstage segments, 5 blunts. I'm not even gonna do this. I don't care about the Andrade and Pac shit. All that shit was cool. MJF, all that shit was cool. That CM Punk and Eddie Kingston segment was one for the books. It was one for the books. It's one that they'll both be remembered by for a long time. CM Punk's remembered for a lot of things. Like Eddie Kingston was like turning heel, but still babyface because he wasn't lying about Punk in a lot of instances, but he was like obviously blaming Punk for things that weren't Punk's fault totally. But Punk was doing the whole smug, thing, especially telling them they could fight on YouTube. That shit was hilarious. And Christian Cage and Luchasaurus and all that shit, I don't care about all that. They're all good promos though. But that one just stood out the most, obviously, with the promos and backstage segments. So 5 blunts. Storytelling, I'll give them a 4. I just can't give them a 5 for everything, right? Like, I just don't feel right. I feel dirty doing that. So, yeah, I'm just going to give them a 4. Commentary, I'll give commentary team a 4 as well. Those guys work well together. Taz is, a legend on commentary and in the ring, but he's been doing commentary for years. He's a veteran. All those guys are good. So, 4 for those guys. And the crowd, 5 blunts for AEW Dynamite crowd. They didn't do no corny, chants or anything. They were in it. We didn't have to hear Judas, which was always a good thing now. Good show, man. That's a 4.25 or 4.3 technically for Rampage. Rampage, a fire ass show. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? It's a good show. It's only an hour. It's just everything is so concise and well put together. It's unlike the show that happened right before it. Really unlike it, where just random things happen, like Sami Zayn and Hit Row, minus one of the people in their group, and a talk show segment between Vikings and 2 happy guys that turns into a match where the happy guys walk out of the match, and weird stuff like authority figures who aren't really authority figures. Where's Adam Pearce? Being on there, doing their best Vince McMahon to Naomi and making her look crazy. SmackDown was bad. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't great. It's like the only good thing is the Usos and Roman, and the Usos and Roman and the New Day. But it's like I've seen that 1,000 times. I was telling my wife, like, yo, I remember like all their matches, like all of them. It's like they just happened because they've been wrestling for like 10 years against each other. It was like tell her about the Hell in a Cell, like all the classics they had. It's like, man, it was 20 years. No, it was like 7 years. It was like 5, and it was like 3 years ago. It was also last year. It's Jesus. Do they have any other tag teams? Are there any other good tag teams, for the love of God? Why, man, they better do something with Los Lotharios, who could also be a great tag team. They got tag teams, man. They break them up and then do nothing with them. I don't fucking know what's going on. Anyways, 4.3 for SmackDown. Great show. I'm going to take a break real quick, guys. Roller J, and I'll be back to give you guys some news real quick. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Thanks for watching another WoW Review Joint. Thanks for watching another WoW Review Joint.
Mikasa Sukasa. You Eddie, right?
Yeah.
Look like Eddie Guerrero, man. You like to watch wrestling?
Yep.
Have you ever watched wrestling? On weed? That's the way to see it, man! It's whack!
Who got signed? Who got released? Who's got heat backstage? Want more pro wrestling news and rumors? Tune in for another Wow News Joint.
This is my yard now. It doesn't matter what your name
We want the smoke.
All right, we here with it today, y'all. What's going on, y'all? It's a little depressing. All the news is basically centered around these releases that happened day before yesterday, and the reactions to them, and this fuckboy ass company and what they do. First of all, let's get this out the way. Like the quarterly shit, the record earnings again. They made a little bit less than they did last quarter, apparently, but it's still record earnings based on what they made this time last year. Like they still making a shitload of money. Than they making in the past, constantly increasing their revenue. So what I'm about to say is complete bullshit because WWE, there was emails that were leaked to a couple sources, but Fightful Select got these specific emails, and shout out to those guys. They've been doing amazing work. Sean Rossap and the whole team over there at Fightful. Those guys are awesome, breaking all these stories and getting all this info out to us early, and making sure that it's not being filtered by the 5 or 6 people in the big office. But anyways, apparently there were 2 emails, one for the main roster releases and one for the NXT releases. The releases were given in the reasons given in the internal memo is that there were cuts made due to budget cuts. John Laurinaitis specifically points out that in notes, the main roster email, which included Mia Yim, Keith Lee, Eva Marie, Nia Jax, Graham Metalik, and Lindsay Dorado, read as cold and businesslike. yeah, it's pretty much how WWE does business. That was my best John Laurinaitis voice, and now my throat hurts. Um, due to budget cuts, the following WWE talents were released today, November 4th, 2021. Thank you, John Laurinaitis. That was due to budgetary cuts with immediate effect. We've come to terms with the following NXT talents. We wish these individuals all the best in their future endeavors. The fact that this company has a line that everyone knows and a catchphrase for firing people in real life shows you how big of a piece of shit this company is. I can't even lie. It is what it is. I love a lot of the talent in this company, but the people who run this company are horrible, horrible humans. They're terrible humans. I can't comment on what they are in business people. They're billionaires, millionaires upon millionaires. So good business people, horrible, horrible humans. Horrible, 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 horrible humans. Like AJ Styles will be next on the round of cuts. Their loss, I wouldn't even be mad. I want to see him in other places anyway. I want to see everybody leave. I want all their main stars to let their contracts run out so WWE can see how this shit feels and they can build new stars like they're trying to do with Ridge Holland and him having a crush on Sheamus. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that? You don't just have him come out and have a match against somebody. He could have been fighting Ricochet and beating up Ricochet. But you have Ricochet in a match which is doing nothing for anybody. To a match we just seen after the Royal Rumble. Like it's like, come on, man. What are y'all doing? It's so stupid. This company is just, oh man, it's really, really hard to support them. Apparently they have a new strategy to signing new talents. WWE is trying to work out a plan that in the future these roster cuts don't generate as much negative public response and don't come as such unexpected surprises. The company is considering only signing most new talent to 60-day contracts. That way, if things don't work out, it simply serves as a long tryout and they don't have to fire anybody. Additionally, planning to have regular cuts every 6 months for wrestlers who aren't improving. I mean, well, if people knew that these things were going to happen and they knew there was a date where there could be a chopping block like in football when you go try out for a team, yes, I think that would quell what's going on a little bit. That would probably make people feel a little bit better. It would still suck to get cut. But yeah, if you put someone on a 60-day tryout contract, and it don't work out and you let them go, they can't be surprised by that. They could be surprised that you didn't choose them based on their ego and talents and whatever. But they can't be upset about that because you gave them opportunity. You just didn't get selected. Also, having a situation where there's 2 days a year where there's going to be roster cuts. You might get cut. You might get signed. You might get moved up. They should maybe have it integrated with, well, don't do it with the draft. The draft, don't mix kayfabe and reality. That would be bad. But obviously, if people know these dates are coming, they can prepare. You know what I mean? If they're not being used on TV, that's probably a sign that they're not going to be around. So they can prepare or they can try harder or just anything. They cannot be sitting up there thinking that they're doing everything right or the things they're supposed to do. And then they get an email from John Laurinaitis saying that they're going to be fired. So these strategies are actually good strategies to implement, in my opinion. Would just quell some of this well-deserved animosity towards the company that's going on right now. This story is really interesting because apparently there's a reason that Keith Lee got released outside of them not knowing what to do with him when he had already figured out what they should be doing with him. Moments after his release, Keith Lee revealed that Bearcat Lee was not his idea and that he was not happy about it either. Shout out to Karrion Kross, who made the same thing clear. Moments after his release, while speaking to PW Torch's VIP audio show, Wade Keller revealed that Keith Lee apparently had attitude issues backstage and would complain about work even during NXT. Keith Lee, I have chronicled for months and months and months and months and months, was somebody that even people that were rooting for him behind the scenes became frustrated with him. He just had in general attitude issues, or as one wrestler told me tonight, perceived attitude issues. Edging a little bit, others have said outright attitude problems. He just was frustrated. I've heard different things about him in terms of his mood being altered way more than it should in the modern era about being asked to do a job. Um, I'd be mad too. I'd also be frustrated. That's me talking into my mic, so I don't have to bring it down. Like, I mean, what have they done with him since he got called up? I'll wait. Yeah, nothing. Zero. Zilch. He has a reason to be frustrated. I don't know the details, so I don't want to speak on this specific situation so much. Um, but he probably just was fed up. Like, man, fuck y'all. Like, you can't, I'm not, I know who I am, and I'm not about to let you run me. You're not about to, just be talking to me any kind of way and have me losing the chumps. Like, do jobs who they want him to do a job to. Like, he came there to be a superstar. Who are you having him do jobs to? Like, he had a great feud with Dominik Dijakovic, won the NXT championship, I think from Adam Cole, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly who it was from. But yeah, the dude's had a tough go for the last couple years. And like, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to speak about it too much. Somebody else spoke about their release. Frankie Monet opened up about her release a little bit. She had one of the sadder stories because she just got signed there as well. Recently, she said, well, that didn't go as planned. No shit. First and foremost, I would like to thank WWE for allowing me to live my dream, even if it was cut short. To say that I am disappointed would be an understatement. I'm confused, hurt, sad, and honestly mad. I came there as one of the top luchadors of our era and honestly leaving there a little broken. I loved every day when I got to go to work, being around the greatest minds in the business, getting to train in the best pro wrestling training facility in the world, and see my friends every day. I was completely enveloped in the industry. Thank you to Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and the entire PC staff for welcoming me with open arms and allowing me to learn from you. I know who I am, I know what I've done, and I know what I have. I have more to give. This is another swerve in my journey that I didn't expect. But to be honest, my life has always been filled with those. I'm a fighter, I'm stubborn, I'm a very, very good pro wrestler. Thank you to everyone that supported me through this chapter, and thank you to everyone that will continue to support me in the next one times to let Where a Loca loose. Let's make magic. So everybody throwing they fillers out there for bookings and all that stuff. Hopefully none of them have long ass 90-day, non-competes and all that bullshit. There's probably a few, I would imagine, but still something on how you get fired and then get told you can't go get another job immediately. That's just something it's so weird. There were some more WWE releases. People in the offices. Apparently, some of these people have been around a long time. I don't know who they are. Don't really have any emotional attachment. But it sucks when people lose their jobs, especially when they didn't expect to. So this is all fucked up. It's just fucked up, especially when you're making record profits. Apparently, WWE has a new age limit for WWE superstars. It's been said that they're very much into young women now, according to Brian Alvarez of Wrestling Observer. They're looking for women who are 23 and younger. They already have the 27 and younger, 6'2", male requirements. So now they have requirements for females 23 or younger, or 25 or younger with whatever. I mean, obviously they want to build stars from the ground up. I can't be totally mad at them for that. It's not like, I want the Raiders to go draft a 40-year-old. You know what I mean? So it's, you're building a franchise, an athletic franchise. You want to go get people who are young and probably hungrier and not as, with WWE, it's probably more about what they know, because WWE doesn't want people who are coming in thinking they know pro wrestling already. They want to teach these people who are super green. That's why they already talking about bringing people in from other sports and who know nothing about pro wrestling to train them into being professional wrestlers, or actually sports entertainers. I don't know why I'm saying pro wrestlers. Train them to be sports entertainers from the ground up. So I think that's more what it's about. With the age thing, them just not wanting people who've already been on the indie scene for 10 years and think they know everything and blah, 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 and have a following. So the fans are like, oh, you should be doing this with this person and blah, 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 because it's going to continue to happen as long as they did what they did a few years ago and try to sign up all the indie talent all around the world. That's what they did, trying to keep AEW from starting a business, and look what happened. Not only did they fail at that, they ended up having to give AEW they just ended up giving AEW a bunch of talent. And some of them not on purpose, because Daniel Bryan, they wanted to keep, and he's having classics right now, back to back to back. So it is what it is. Yeah, so that's pretty much our last news story. There is, I'm going to have to figure out if this is where they're doing this, if it's going to be in every theater, but apparently Full Gear is going to be in movie theaters, which would be awesome. I think that instead of paying $50, I might go experience it in a movie theater just for the hell of it. I don't know. If it's possible, I think I might do something like that. Camilla said focusing on age and height instead of what the person can do is stupid. It's no different than a jackass bastard dumping his girlfriend because she turned 30. Who dumped their girlfriend because she turned 30? That's crazy. Did you not know she was going to turn 30? How many years did you age during that time? I'm pretty sure it was the same amount. That's confusing. That's yeah, that would be crazy. But no, I think it's a little bit different when it comes to business and running an athletic franchise. You know what I mean? It's like when you're trying to run an athletic franchise, you're trying to, the Redskins and the Raiders, we were known for, two teams that I've rooted for, like, known for going to pick up old veterans and, who are experienced and know a lot, but then, they're, past their primes and so on and so forth, or they already think that they're already established, so they have too much cachet, so they don't listen to the coach and different things like that. So you just want to go get the young people. There are bastard men just like Vince. Oh, I'm well aware that there are dickheads out there that do crazy shit like that. It's just that's absurd. I think that's a little bit different than what WWE's doing with the age limit. I think they have a legitimate reason for doing it. Do I think it's fair? No, not at all. I mean, do I think that it's fair to have a limit on dudes being 27 and having to be 6'2"? No, I don't. Daniel Bryan isn't either of those. Neither is Adam Cole. And they were both wrestling last night for another company. So WWE, they can make all the rules they want. They think it's helping them. I mean, we'll see in the long run. But I feel like if these companies, if they start giving Ring of Honor and Impact and all these guys more talent, those two companies could become AEW B and C, and once they get bigger, then you got three companies that that are getting 500,000 people watching them or 1 million people watching. Then you got multiple sources of competition, like real competition, because AEW is real competition. They getting 500 to 1 million something viewers every show they do. That's real competition on network TV for a wrestling program. So there's nobody else even close to that. Not Impact, not obviously Ring of Honor. Nobody else is close to that. So, it just is what it is. So just because a person is 30, you think they're old and have no use. You don't know what a woman can do at 30 and more. Don't put women in a box. yeah, who else is 30? Charlotte is 30, right? Pretty sure Charlotte is 30, still one of the best in the world. I'm pretty sure Sasha is up there. Maybe not. I feel like Sasha's up there. Obviously, there's a ton of 30-year-old female wrestlers that are popping. GCW is popping, Gruss, low key. I'm rooting for GCW to do some big things. It's a little crazy over there, but I'm 30 and I'm springy as a 21-year-old and can wrestle better than Eva. Let's go. Yo, he said I can wrestle better than Eva. Yo, you should go try out. I want to see Camilla to try out. We gonna start a campaign if you do it. We gonna start a whole wild campaign if you do it. I swear to God, yo, that would be. Yeah, Oscar's definitely over 30. Like I don't think it's a you're not talented thing. I don't think that's because you're 30 you can't do the same things these women can do, because they will bring Ronda Rousey back in a heartbeat. Yeah, it's like I don't think that's it. I think it's more so they just want to build people from the ground up. They don't want people who have any prior influence in pro wrestling, just because they're assholes and they want to tell people to do shit the way they do it so they can do it the old WWE way and not be influenced by any of the indie shit and think that they have, they want a bunch of Michael Coles. They want a bunch of people like they want Randy Ortons, people that they built that didn't come from somewhere else and think they had it better somewhere else. And I remember when I was here and when I retired, last time I wrestled was in Ring of Honor. Like, damn, man, whole career here, man. People love you because you were here. You just gonna forget you wrestled here. All right, CM Punk. But nah, it's weird. It's unfortunate. I hope that it doesn't really become so strict to where they're just like, oh yeah, this girl's really, really talented, but she's 28. That's too old. Like, wait a minute, what? But she's beautiful and talented, and you could do a lot with her. Why does it matter? No one even needs to know her age. Like, why does that even matter, really? But yeah, like I said, I don't think it's about the age number or the athleticism aspect. I think it's just more about them being able to build people from the ground up and possibly having them around for 10, 15 years after that. So it is what it is. It's weird. I hope Full Gear is in theaters. That would be pretty cool. But that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back on Tuesday around 4:20. You already know what it is. Hopefully, I'll have the studio all done so don't have to deal with this crazy shit no more. But until then, I will see you guys on the next one. Camilla, Gruss, everybody that's in here, appreciate you guys for chatting with me, man. Thank you as always for coming through. Wild Nation gang. Y'all be safe.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to know when we go live next. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling on We, and thanks for watching.